خمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبريل يا رب ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجلهم أهل بيت نبوة ومعدن الرسالة هم فاطمة وأبوها وبالها وبنوها.
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال جبريل يا رب أتعزن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبريل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدنيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تعزن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمينة وهي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبريل معنا فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وخفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
فقال النبي ثانيا يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيه مهموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. اللهم صل على
محمد وآل محمد. احسن. ایک سورہ فاتحہ بھائی سارے ثواب آج کے اسپانسرز کے مدین
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله هيا على الصلاة هيا على الصلاة هيا على الفلاح هيا على الفلاح هيا على خير العباد هيا على خير العباد الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على قامت الصلاة قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
صلاة المغرب
الله أكبر
الله
أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الله أكبر
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم سمع الله لمن حمده الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى الله أكبر أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إلى الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى الله أكبر بحول الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. ذلك الله ربي الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله ربي العظيم وبحمده. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بحول الله. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليكم أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. اللهم صل على محمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله حي على الصلاة حي على السلام حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير الأمل حي على خير الأمل قد قامت الصلاة وقامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
صلاة العشاء مولانا حسن.
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر الله
الله
سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده الله أكبر أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته قد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد ذلك الله ربي الله أكبر اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب الله أكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده الله أكبر أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده وصل على محمد وآل محمد الله أكبر الحمد لله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته
يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. اللهم صل على
السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا حبيب الله يا خير خلق الله ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب الأسر والزمان. السلام عليك يا إمامنا الإمام الإنس والجنة جل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم جميع المعصومين.
محمد والے محمد بابا بلندار سلوا مجلس بسلسلہ شام بازار شام اور دربار شام کا آغاز کر رہے ہیں. میں سب سے پہلے گزارش کر رہا ہوں جناب قاسم رضوی سے کہ آئیں اور سلام پیش کریں. اور محمد والے محمد بابا بلندار سلوا.
صبا جا کے کو بتانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ اے باد صبا جا کے کو بتانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ اس چھوٹی سی سن میں یہ ستم میں نے اٹھائے اللہ کسی کو نہ یتیم ایسا بنائے خود اپنے لہو میں کوئی بچی نہ نہائے میں تم کو بلاتی رہی تم بھی تو نہ آئے میں بن گئی بعد عصر لعینوں کا نشانہ پیاسی ہے سکینہ پانی کی طلب مجھ کو کھلاتی رہی ٹھوکر کہتا دلائیں دوں گا میں فوجوں کو پلا کر جب میں لائی کر چکا سیراب یہ لشکر دکھلا کے مجھے پھینک دیا پانی زمین پر تب سمجھی میں کیا ہوتا ہے امید دلانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ اے باد صبا جا کے کو بتانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ ایک جام ہوا شام غریبہ میں میسر وہ کوزہ میں رکھ آئی تھی اصغر کی لحد پر تھا مجھ سے بھی چھوٹا میرا بھیا میرا دل پر شرمندہ میں ہو جاتی چچا پیاس بجھا کر اب اپنے ہی ہاتھوں سے میری پیاس بجھانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ ایک رسی میں ہم سب کے گلے باندھ کے آدھا کرتے ہوئے تشہیر چلے جانب کوفہ اور اس پہ مصیبت تھی خد چھوٹا تھا میرا اٹھتی تھی جو پھتیاں تو گلا کھینچتا میرا گردن کا میرے زخم چچا دیکھنے آنا پیاسی ہے سکینہ اے باد صبا سکینہ جس روز سے اصغر کو ملا بابا کا سینہ اس روز سے امو نہیں سو پائی سکینہ اس حال میں جاؤں گی میں کس طرح مدینہ آ جائے مجھے موت ہے کس کام کا جینا جاگی ہوں بہت آ کے چچا مجھ کو سلانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ گھر لوٹ کے جاتے ہیں ہر ایک شام پرندے قسمت میں لکھے ہیں میری زندہ کے اندھیرے کب تک میں جیوں گی یوں ہی اشکوں کے سہارے لگتا ہے کہ مر جاؤں گی اب دور وطن سے ہوگا نہ میسر مجھے گھر لوٹ کے جانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ پل بھر یہ صدا پرچم عباس سے آئی میں بھول نہ سکتا سکینہ میری بچی کاٹ گئی بازو میری مجھ کو یہ تھا بیوی مشکی ظالم میں ہے لگا دیکھنے ابھی پرچم کا میرے کام ہے دنیا کو بتانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ اے باد صبا جا کے اموں کو بتانا پیاسی ہے سکینہ
جزاک اللہ پر محمد والے محمد صلوات یہ تھے جناب فاطمی عزوی جو سلام پیش کر رہے تھے اب میں گزارش کر رہا ہوں جناب مرتضیٰ حسین صاحب لے کے آئیں اپنے ساتھیوں کے ساتھ اور مرثیہ پیش کریں مرتضیٰ حسین پر محمد والے محمد بآواز بلند نعرے
فاتحہ شام داخلہ ہے زینب کا یا علی سر کھلا ہے زینب کا یا علی سر کھلا ہے زینب کا رسن میں گلا سکینہ کا اور بازو بندھا ہے زینب کا اور بازو بندھا ہے زینب کا کرسیوں پر ہے سب تماشائی اور کنبا کھڑا ہے زینب کا اور کنبا کھڑا ہے زینب کا لمحہ خر قدم ورسیا
ہے زینب کا
ہر قدم ورسیا
ہے زینب کا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
آمد لبیت پیمبر کی شام میں گیسو کھلے ہوئے اعضائے امام میں سر پیٹتی ہے فاطمہ دارالسلام میں
زینب یہ نوحہ کرتی ہے بلوائے عام میں
زینب یہ
نوحہ کرتی ہے بلوائے عام میں
لوگوں خبر کرو میرے نانا رسول کو
بلوے میں شمر لایا ہے بنت بطول کو
بلوے میں
شمر لایا ہے بنت بطول کو
نانا تیری نواسی کے سر پر ردا نہیں اور اہل شام دیکھتے ہیں کچھ حیا نہیں عابد غریب مرتا ہے تب سے دوا نہیں بے ہوش ننھے بچے ہیں اب وہ غذا نہیں دل سب کے کانپتے ہیں بدن تھر تھراتے ہیں اب
سامنے یزید کے سادات جاتے ہیں
اب سامنے
یزید کے سادات جاتے ہیں
ایک رسن میں بارہ گلیوا مصیبتا روتے ہیں گودیوں کے پلیوا مصیبتا بس میں ستمگروں کے چلیوا مصیبتا خاکے ازاں منہ پہ ملیوا مصیبتا مشکل قدم اٹھانا تھا اس ازدحام میں
یوں عطرت نبی گئی بلوائے عام میں
یوں عطرت
نبی گئی بلوائے عام میں
زینب تڑپ کے اونٹ پر کرتی تھی یہ بیان دربار میں طلب ہوئے سادات ناگہاں اونٹوں سے اتری بیبیاں کہہ کے علماء پیش یزید لے گئے ظالم کشا کشا سامان جشن عام تھا دربار عام تھا
اور ننگے سر حسین کا کنبہ تمام تھا
اور ننگے
سر حسین کا کنبہ تمام تھا
ناگاہ بڑھ کے شمرے لئی نے کیا سلام بولا کہ اے امیر یہ شادی کا ہے مقام امیدوار قلت و جاگیر ہے غلام حاضر ہے سر شہیدوں کے اور عطرت انام بڑھ کر پکارا مرہ کے اپنا جگر ہے
یہ ہم شبیہ خاص پیمبر کا سر ہے یہ
ہم شبیہ
خاص پیمبر کا سر ہے یہ
واللہ اس کے رنجو علم میں بسد بکا فرزند بو ترا بہتر جگہ گرا تھا کہ حشر کا سامان ہو گیا، گھبرا گیا یزید کہ یہ کیا غضب ہوا، دیکھا تو حرملا بھی بہت شاد آتا ہے،
سر ایک چھوٹے بچے کا ہاتھوں پہ لاتا ہے،
سر ایک
چھوٹے بچے کا ہاتھوں پہ لاتا ہے،
بولا بتا کس نے بھلا کی تھی کیا خطا، تو نے اسے نشانہ کیا تیرے ظلم کا، بچے کو بھی نہ کھایا ترس تو نے بے حیا، یہ ننھا سا گلا وہ تیرا نو کے جفا، بتلا تو کس فلک کا یہ مہر منیر ہے،
بانو پکاری پڑھ کے یہ میرا صغیر ہے،
بانو
پکاری
پکاری
پڑھ کے یہ میرا صغیر ہے،
حیراں کھڑے تھے سب حرم شاہ مشرقین، مورے سکوت لپنا شکوانہ شور و شین، زینب نے دیکھا تخت پا ناگا سری حسین، بے ساختہ تڑپ کی کہنے لگی وہ بہن، ہے نہ موت آئی مجھے راہ شام میں،
بھیا میرا سلام دو دربار عام میں،
بھیا
میرا سلام دو دربار عام،
بھیا
میرا سلام دو دربار عام میں،
Mu'min and Mu'minat, this series of Majlis, observing the events in Bazar-e-Sham, Darbar-e-Sham, and Sham, inshallah, will continue for the next 3 nights. Today's sponsors are the family of Abbas Zaidi, along with the family of Mudassir Zaidi and Misam Zaidi. We are very thankful for their generosity. May Allah shower His blessings upon the family in this life and the life hereafter. Tomorrow there will be a special majlis observing the shahadat of our 4th Imam. The Ilm Mubarak of the Imam will be taken up, hosted by the family of Zain Nahwi, along with Dr. Qasim Gardezi and your humble announcer Shaukat Nahwi. So please join us tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock, inshallah. And with that, I'd like to invite Jazul Islam Maulana Mirza Muhammad Ali Beg Sahab to address the gathering. For Muhammad Wali Muhammad, Bawal Bulana
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، سيما بقية الله الأعظم، روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Just a little point from yesterday that we spoke about, and to explain that to you in ways that would be easily understandable. Anything that Allah sends down that is important for His deen, for His religion, and for faith, Allah also sends its protection. He sends the way that it can be protected. Otherwise, if Allah is going to leave something very important, vulnerable, so that it can be destroyed easily, then His book, He also sent the guardian with it. If the book was alone, it was vulnerable to misinterpretation, wrong ideas being introduced. So Allah sent Itrat with Kitab. Why? Because without Itrat, there's no reference point for the book. The book doesn't defend itself. The book cannot explain itself. It needs to have a reference point, a guardian that will make sure that it's understood in the correct way. You see how Allah works in that way. Allah, He sent His deen, and with that deen, He completed His deen. He gave all the messages that has to be for His deen, to the extent that Rasulullah said that if any one of you scratches someone else, that I've even showed you what is the compensation for that. In other words, everything has been shown, but the deen was incomplete until the guardian of the deen was appointed. And hence, the guardian, if it's not appointed, the deen is vulnerable. It would easily be hijacked or taken over or destroyed. So anything like that. Now, Allah has given the relationship with Ahlul Bayt as our salvation. He says this, Ahlul Bayt, love them, and this will be the means of your salvation. Isn't this the truth that we have learned in all the Majlis we have listened to in all our lives, from the Quran and Ahlul Bayt? Right? It is Ahlul Bayt, and this relationship we have with Ahlul Bayt is very important, and it must remain healthy. So now, if anything comes in between this relationship, or if this relationship can be harmed in any way, then Allah must show us the way to protect us from having this relationship destroyed. And this was the discussion yesterday regarding hasad. It is one of those things that can come and destroy this relationship. And we won't even know it's destroyed. We won't even know it's destroyed. And by the time we know it, it's too late. And that's the reason I read the ayat for you that Allah says that do not do hasad against those who are better than you are. And Imam Sadiq said that we are the ones who are better, and the hasad Allah is talking about is the hasad that our Shias have against us. And hence Imam is giving us a warning that this can happen, that this is a danger for you. It can happen. And hence, from here, you should understand why it's important for us to defend it. And hence, Allah gave us some things in order to protect ourselves from this danger. One of those things Allah gave is salawat. Allah says that, and He says that, listen, I am asking you to do this, but before you do it, I am doing it. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. First, Allah and His malaika are sending salawat on them, and then I ask you to do it because it's for your own protection. It's for your own protection that every time you say salawat, you are, in other words, accepting that Ahlul Bayt are better and are more blessed than you are. Every time you say it, that's what you're saying. Allah, you send salawat on them, not me. This acceptance is what's going to keep our heart healthy. This, what brings about, what comes about from salawat is humility. Is to know that I am under someone who's better than me and I accept it. This brings about a health in us, health in our relationship. And that's why we should say it as much as we can whenever possible. And there is no such time for salawat. You can read it anytime you want, whether you are standing, sitting, walking, driving, any place that you are. You don't even have to say it loudly, you can say it silently. It's still working. You see that? It's not like there is only a certain time you need to be in wudu to say it. Nothing. Because this relationship is so important to Allah, Allah had to give something that can be done in any circumstance and at any time. And that's why He sent this salawat to us, right? This is very important. Now, one of those things that Allah, that we have been given to make this relationship healthy and to know it really well is dua and nutfa. Dua and nutfa is a dua that has been given to us, has been taught to us in order to keep our relationship healthy with Ahlul Bayt. You see, every other dua has different things to say. There's a zikr of Ahlul Bayt at the end. Right? Obviously, duas that are from the A'immah, from Ahlul Bayt, are communication that Ahlul Bayt are making with Allah. They are talking to Allah. It is lessons for us in the ma'arif of deen, in the deep understanding of religion. Dua Kumail, Dua Sabah, all the duas that you have. What are these things? These are things that if we ponder over, we will see how should we have a relationship with Allah? How should we respect Allah? Because respecting Allah and knowing Allah's maqam, we really don't know. It's only through Ahlul Bayt we learn. Really through Ahlul Bayt we learn this. Otherwise, we wouldn't know. We know the position of Imam Hussein. We know the position of Bibi Zainab. That maqam is in our hearts. And through them we learn about Allah. Just one thing. For example, as an example, kids, you don't know this, you should know this. When Imam Hussein died, he was killed, and his body was trampled. It laid there. This is a sacrifice that even Allah is proud of. Even Allah prides Himself over this servanthood and this sacrifice. He made the heavens watch this and said, look at this. This is sacrifice. That is something else, right? What Imam Hussein did is something else. And then we see Bibi Zainab. She goes there to the body of Imam Hussein. She doesn't say, Ya Hussein, or my brother, what happened to you? She just kneels in front of Imam Hussein, gets on her knees, raises her hands, and says, Allahumma taqabbal minna hadha al-qurban. Allah, accept this small sacrifice from us. Allah is priding Himself in the sacrifice, but Bibi Zainab is saying, this is nothing for you. This is nothing for you. See, this is where we learn about the maqam of Allah. How do we learn? We learn from Ahlul Bayt. This is where we learn how to respect Allah and what Allah is. Through them, because we have learned, Allah has taught us to learn the respect of Ahlul Bayt, and they then take us towards Allah. This is how Deen, the system of Deen is working. Listen to salawats.
لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين نعرہ حیدری.
So Dua Nutbah is also another example where this Dua Nutbah is like, the only dua where you see that the majority of the talk, or what's the matter, the content of the dua, is not about us and Allah or Ahlul Bayt and Allah, it's about Ahlul Bayt and us. You see, this is the only dua you will find which is about us and Ahlul Bayt, this relationship. How do I maintain this relationship? You see this, how it starts off. Let me, like it says, go through the story of this deen. I mean, first of all, when you see this, how it goes, inshallah, read it as much as you can. Read just, it's a very interesting dua in the way that it's said. It's just a line, a series of stories that starts off first, explaining what this deen that came to us is. It says, Allah, you sent all of these prophets. You sent them. You made through this. They went through this. They went through this. It came down to this. It came down to Rasulullah. It came down to Imam Ali. And all of this, right? And at first you think that, really, if, let's say, if you just imagine that Imam Ali, alayhi salam, if you get to know that he is making this elaborate arrangement just for you, to get things ready, that you are coming, let me get this ready, get this ready, get this ready. How would that make you feel? That Imam Ali is making arrangements to, let's say, host you, and that he is going through trouble trying to get things together so that you can be happy, that you can be served. How would that make you feel? You'll be like, wow, Imam Ali, you went through the trouble of this one. Who am I? So the first thing about Dua Nutbah is that explaining Imam, because it's from Imam Zaman. He's explaining this, that Allah, you made all of these arrangements for us. All of these arrangements, this elaborate plan, is also that we can be saved, that we can be served. Can you imagine this? That Allah is doing this for you. Doesn't that make you just fall in love? Who am I? Nothing, nobody. And Allah, you are that concerned about me. This, my friends, is that beauty. So Dua Nutbah is a lesson for this thing. And I just want to mention this because from Dua Nutbah, the main thing about Dua Nutbah is to give a link of this deen, to give a link between Hussein and Imam Mahdi. This is that link that is very important. Karbala and Zohor. And we who are in between these two things. Karbala and Zohor. This is this deen. This deen all about starting from where, quotes from Rasulullah, quotes from Imam Ali, quotes from Bifala, but in particular from Imam Hussein and Karbala. And I will give you the proof of that, some proof that I have, that there are many other proofs, but I'm just giving you 5 proofs about the relationship and the connection between Karbala and Zohor. These two things. And in between is us. Where do we lie? And what are we supposed to do here? So at least we should have an understanding. What is this way? What is this path? So let's get started with that. Let's send the salawats. My friends, Imam Hussain started a school, an institution, and that institution is still existing. It's continuing, and it will be extending until the Zohor of our Imam. And in between, from the time Imam Hussain started it, he is enrolling. If you did not get a chance to enroll with Imam Hussain on Ashura because you were not alive, then you still have the chance to enroll. It's not finished yet. It's not done yet. What Imam Hussain started, he did not complete it on Ashura. It will come to a culmination with the Zohor of Imam. So the Zohor of the Imam is just an extension of Ashura. It's an extension of that. It's going to lead to that. Now, just when you look at it, right, we are people now after Imam Hussain who are waiting for Hussain. I didn't make a mistake. I'm saying we are waiting for Imam Hussain. Just that Hussein's name will be Mahdi. You see? It's Imam Hussain who's coming back. Imam Mahdi is Imam Hussain. All of them are the same. So that same line is going to come back. That Imamate is going to come back. And when we see this, this is why, looking at what's happening, we need now to see, we are called Muntazirun. Who are Muntazirun? Those who are waiting, doing intizar. Now, here I want to just say one thing, right? And this is why it's important for us to know Dua al-Nutfa. You see, amongst the different groups of people who came to kill Imam Hussain, there were different groups of people who came to kill Imam Hussain. One of those groups were doing intizar of Imam Hussain. It's strange. You see, amongst the groups that came to kill Imam Hussain, one of them was Khawarij or Khariji. Now these are the people who hated Imam Ali and Muawiyah, and their stand was, no one. And this group was the people who, for example, responded to Imam Hussain when he said, "Why do you want to kill me?" They said, "Because we hate your father." This small group said that, not everyone. Not everyone said, "We hate your father." There's nothing against Imam Ali. But this group of Khawariji, they were the one who responded to Imam Hussain. So this was one group that came to kill Imam Hussain. The other group that came to fight for Yazid was people who were fearful because of fear. Because they were afraid that if they don't go, something will happen to their families. Right? That their status will be ruined. And so they came in order to participate. Now, they didn't want to fight. They just want to be there because they were afraid that if they went there, they're going to be hurt or harmed by Ibn Ziyad. That was the second group. The third group of people who came there were the people who were greedy, who came there because they were promised that you're going to get this, you're going to get that, and they wanted something from Ibn Ziyad, they wanted something from Yazid. They were thinking this is a chance to get reward. This is their lucky chance that they're going to earn a lot of things, so they came. These were the greedy people. And another group that came, that were in Karbala, are the people who wrote letters to Imam Hussain inviting him. There was a group of people in the army of Yazid who wrote letters to Imam Hussein inviting him. And then when you write the letter and invite someone, then you wait for him, right? So they were doing intizar of Imam Hussein. And when Imam Hussein did come, now they want to kill him. Now they came to kill him. I mean, that's why Imam Hussein asked them on Ashura, I mean, you wrote me letters to come here. You all wrote to me. You asked me to come. You see this? Now, we don't want to be that group, right? That we invite the Imam to come, and now we turn against them, and now we are like on the other side, trying to hide our face from the Imam, hence the Imam recognizes us. And be embarrassed and participate in his murder. These were called Muntazirun, this group. You see this? And hence, this is why Dua Nutwa is so important. Because it teaches us what is the character and personality of a person who's waiting for the Imam. Who's going to support the Imam. Why we have to do this. Few things I will mention from that so that when we go forward. But just now let me establish a connection between Karbala and Zohor, as I mentioned. See this in our hadith, how important this is there. Let's send the salawats. You know, like the first thing, when Imam Mahdi Ajalallahu Ta'ala is introduced in hadith by Rasulullah, when he's introduced by the Prophet, that it is said, Al-Mahdi min Wuldil Hussein. That Mahdi is from the children of Hussein. I mean, he's also from the children of Ali. But why does it say Hussein? Because Ahlul Bayt want to establish a connection between Hussein and Imam Mahdi. A connection needs to be established so everyone knows that this deen is between these 2 points. La ilaha illallah. You know, second place, second proof, Ziyarat-e-Ashura. When you're doing the Ziyarat of Ashura, you say in the Ziyarat that asking Allah, and as'alaka Allah, we ask you what? Ay yarzukani talaba sarika ma'a imamin mansurin min ahl bayt Muhammad. That Allah, I want you to give me the chance, the opportunity to be with that Imam who's going to come and take the revenge from the Itrat of the Prophet, from the Itrat of Ahlul Bayt. You see, in Ziyarat-e-Ashura, you're saying that I want what? Not to be, you know, just with Ashab of Imam Hussein, but to be the Ashab of that Imam who's going to come and take that. 2 times you say this in Ziyarat-e-Ashura, that Ziyarat that has been taught by Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam. And Imam Jafar as-Sadiq, 150 years before even Imam Mahdi is born, is teaching this Ziyarat, and in that he is writing down or saying to us that ask to be with that Imam who will take the revenge of Imam Hussein. This is the second place where we see this connection is being made. Now there's, you know, like for example, some ulama have written down 25 places in ayat and hadith that mention the connection between Hussein and Imam Mahdi. I will just mention 5. Right? Just to establish this proof, I just wrote it down for ourselves. You see? And then the third place is in the riwayat that says regarding the zuhur of the Imam. When the Imam will come, he will make announcement that he's here. So in that announcement, he'll say, Allah ya Ahl al-Alam, ana Imam al-Qa'im. That, oh people of the world, I am the standing Imam. Ya Ahl al-Alam, ana al-Samsam al-Muntaqim. I am the avenger. Then he will say the third statement that the Imam will make, the third statement that Imam Mahdi will make is that Ya Ahl al-Alam, inna jaddi al-Husayn qataluhu Astaana. My grandfather Hussein was killed thirsty. He was killed thirsty. Fourth thing he will say, Ya Ahl al-Alam, inna jaddi al-Husayn tarahuhu uryanan. My Jad Hussein, my grandfather Hussein was left on the ground naked. I am the grandson of him whose body was left on the ground naked. You know, the fifth thing Imam will say, Ya Ahl al-Alam, inna jaddi al-Husayn sahakuhu udyanan. O people of the world, my grandfather Hussein was crushed with animosity. He's talking about the trampling of the body of Imam Hussein. Because he was crushed out of hatred. I am the grandson of that Hussein. You see, that relationship, right away when the Imam will come, he will say this. Subhanallah. Here we see the connection. Connection between Hussein and Mahdi. Ashura and Zohor. Salawat
لبيك يا مهدي لبيك يا مهدي لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين نعرة هادري.
Fourth place, we see the connection between Hussein and Zohor, and our last Imam, is the fact that when Raj'at happens, you know what Raj'at is? I don't know if everyone knows what Raj'at is. Raj'at means that all the Imams are coming back to earth, meaning alive, physically, again. They will all be back. This concept in our deen is called Raj'at. That they will all come back when the Imam will be here. And they will all see Allah's victory. Because you see, the whole idea of deen is haq and batil. You know, there are those who are ahle haq and there are those who are ahle batil. Most people are in between, they're nothing. But there are some people who are ahle haq. And there are some people who are ahle batil. That they actually have an interest in who wins. You see, a lot of people don't have interest in who wins. You know, Islam wins or, you know, Batil wins. You know, most people are not concerned. You know, I mean, really, I don't know if you know this, but you know, why is zakat so important in Islam? Zakat in the meaning of sadaqah. Not that zakatul mal, that's wajib and all that. No. Zakat, Allah says, Atul zakat. Every time he says, you know, Atul salat, Atul zakat. You know why zakat is wajib? That, or it's so much emphasized in Islam? You know, the reason is this, my friends. You know, whenever you give in some way or some donation or anything like that, you see, there's something that happens to you. And I learned this, you know, when I, first time in my life, invested in stocks. The only time I invested in stocks, you know, the first and the last time, someone gave me an advice that, Maulana, you should invest in this stock. I said, okay, I didn't know. The app was always there on my Apple phone, you know, about the stocks, but I never saw it. Whenever was interested in it. But he made me invest a little amount of money, right? And, you know, obviously after that, I stopped investing because it was a bad investment. Because the investment was BlackBerry. So, you know, I invested in that, and
whatever happened here, you know. But after I invested the money, one thing I did do is that every morning I would check the stock. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going up? Is it going down? It's really interesting, you know, to do that. One time I went to this youth camp somewhere. I won't say where, you know, but somewhere I went to this youth camp, and one of the kids, because you know, whenever you have a Q&A and the youth ask questions, most of the questions are repetitive questions that they're always asking to get a different answer. You know, I mean, you know the subjects, you know, so they're always asking about those, you know, lame subjects, you know, that they know the answer will be haram, but they're waiting for someone to say halal, you know. And so it never happens. But one kid asked a very interesting question in the middle of all that. He had the guts to do it. He was a younger kid, and he asked a very interesting question. He says, you know, in the middle of everyone, there are about 200 people there. He says, you know, my question is, what if Islam fails? What if Islam fails? That all of these things that you're saying, it all fails, and batil wins, and falsehood wins, and you all fail. Okay, I said, I mean, you know, I mean, there was a big laugh, you know. But I said, it's a very interesting question you asked me. And my question to you will be this. How much are you concerned about it failing or succeeding? Do you care if it succeeds or not? You know, don't worry if it's going to win or lose. Just see if you care. You see, that's more important. What do you care about this? So when I invested in that stock, then I started to look at the stock going up and down. I started to get concerned. You see, when you invest in something, then you start to get concerned about it. What Allah is telling you and why He's asking you to give sadaqah is when you start investing in something, then you will actually care about it also. That's why you give sadaqah. That's why you give zakat. How much should we give? Give as much as it would make you concerned about the success of this program. Give that much. And then when you feel that, yes, this is going to be successful, I care about it now. And when you give a lot, you will see that you are concerned. You want Islam to win because you invested in it. You gave so much towards it. That's why zakat is so important. Become an investor. Feel concerned. That's where your rewards are going to come in. This is zakat, my friends. This is sadaqah. You know, it's not something that you give to the poor and, you know, that he walks away. It's like you feeling, you being invested. And hence, that's what's happening to us right now. How much do we care about Islam succeeding, about the program of Ahlul Bayt succeeding? This is where we come to. Let's say the salawat, please. So, when the Imam will come back, what happens is that when Haqq and Batil are going to fight and that final fight will take place, Allah, all the people who had invested in Islam, who have invested and want to see the success of Islam, Allah will bring them back to see it. That's why in Dua Ahad it says that, Allah, I want you to raise me from my grave with my sword unsheathed. You know, my sword should be unsheathed. I want to be raised and be with that Imam. This is my ahad to you. You see, why? But also on the batil side, those who wanted to see Islam die, Allah will raise them again to see how Islam will succeed. And Allah mentions that in the Quran when He speaks about Haman and Fir'aun. He speaks about that and he says that, you know, Fir'aun and Haman, we will make them see what they were afraid of. So what were they afraid of? They were afraid of Haqq winning, the truth winning, and Batil losing. They never saw that. They died before it. So that means Allah's promise is still there to them that I will make you see the truth prevail. And they will be raised so that they can see that happen. This is how it's going to happen. So when that happens, the Imams will come back. So when the Imams will come back, the first Imam to come back will be Imam Hussain. He'll be the first one that Allah sends back in his Raj'at, because everyone knows that it's Hussein who is tied to Imam Mahdi the most. This is why. So the fourth thing I mentioned. And the fifth thing I mentioned to you right now regarding Imam Hussein and Imam Mahdi and the relationship between the two and how these relationships form and the connection is in Dua Nutba. Dua Nutba, when we come to Dua Nutba, that's where you see the statement comes. Aina talibu bidamil maktul bi Karbala. Where is the avenger of the blood that was shed in Karbala? Where is he who's going to take that revenge? I want to see that. I want to be. I want to know where he is, that avenger. Now, why is it in particular he's talking about the Zulm of Imam Hussein? Didn't Imam Ali die Mazloom also? So why did it say that, that where is the avenger of the one who killed Imam Ali? Or the one who became Shaheed? Or, for example, where is the avenger of the one who imprisoned Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam? You see, all of them are there and all of them are true. In general, this is true. But in particular, the revenge is for Karbala, not Imam Hussain. It's something else, my friends, that this is the case. And hence, these 5 things I mentioned to you to establish a connection between Hussein and Imam Mahdi, Ashura and Zohor. Salawat Now, I want to go into a subject. I don't know if I should go or not because it might take too long to go into a subject like that I want to get into. Maybe inshallah tomorrow we'll get into it, right? Today I'll just mention some things in regards to what we are already talking about so that it becomes clear to everyone. Let's send a loud salawat again. Now, when it comes to our relationship with Ahlul Bayt, Dua Nutba has a very strong point here, which is very good. One of the things that we do is ask the wrong question. And because we ask the wrong question, we always get the wrong answer. Because, like for example, a lot of people ask an issue to a marja. They write to Ayatollah Sistani, and ask him a question, which is an incorrect question. And hence they get an incorrect answer, and then obviously that answer gets spread around on social media that this is what Ayatollah Sistani said, and hence, it just becomes like a fitna. And then when you go back and see, you ask the wrong question. That's not the question to ask. Ask the right question and you'll get the right answer. A lot of times we also, like a lot of the kids and a lot of people, because their deen and the thinking of their deen is incorrect, we ask the wrong questions also. We ask the wrong questions when it comes to deen. For example, youngsters, will always ask the wrong question when it comes to their issues. They ask, for example, are tattoos halal? Let's say, question they will ask. So now what happens is that when you ask that question, you will get an answer, and the answer will not be the best answer. It will not be the best answer. And you know why? I'll tell you why, and I'm going to come back to this right now. Just pay attention, and we'll think logically right now. You see, my friends, you know how shaitan misguides? You know how he misguides? Shaitan's misguidance is never a choice between good and evil. He will never give you a choice between good and bad at the beginning of his mission. He's not going to come to you, hey, look, you want like orange juice or poison? You know, I don't like orange juice, but I'll skip the poison. You know, I mean, you would not choose poison, right? Why would you choose poison for? That's never an option, right? That he would give. He's not that stupid to pose a question to you that you are going to reject right away. So my friends, misguidance doesn't start with the question of good and bad. You know, misguidance is a choice between two goods. I'm telling you something that will help you in life. Misguidance, how Shaitan misguides, is by giving you a choice between two good things. Not one good and one bad. He gives you a choice between two good things. One is good and the other is better. You see, he gives you the choice between good and better and makes you choose good over better. He makes you choose good over better. And once you choose good over better, you know what that does to you? It makes you choose mediocrity for yourself. You choose to be mediocre. You choose to be average. You are okay with just having enough. Your personality becomes like that. You start to become a loser. You know, a loser is someone who always chooses the worst of the two options. That's a loser. And so you start becoming a loser. Why? Because of the fact that now you have learned to choose something that's good. You said halal, you know, over something that was better for you. Once you make that choice, you come one step down. Then he'll come to you again. He will make you choose something that's okay, but not that good. And then you come one step downwards. And then another step downwards. And you keep coming downwards until he will bring you to a point where he can make and give you a choice between good and bad. Because you trained yourself to be mediocre, because you trained yourself to make a bad choice in life, now you end up making that bad choice. This is how misguidance works. That's why Islamic way is not to choose good, it's to choose the best for you. Islam is not about good and bad, Islam is about excellence. It's about fazilat. Fazilat is excellence, the best choice for me. What is that? And hence, because we think about good and bad, we ask the wrong questions. We ask the wrong questions. You know the question we ask is this halal? Well, don't ask if it's halal. That's the wrong question to ask. Then what should we ask? Say, if Imam Hussein was here, would he do this? Then the answer would be completely different. You see that? If Imam Ali was here, would he adopt a tattoo, for example? Astaghfirullah, you know? No, there won't be any, the answer would be completely different. But if we ask if it's halal, then the answer is different. You see, my friends, this is Islam. This is how you come to Imam Hussein. What Dua Nudba is teaching us is ask the right question. Ask the right question. And then you will get the right answer. You know, so we Shias ask the wrong question. You know, and then we get the wrong answer for that. And it deludes us. You know the wrong question we ask? The wrong question is, do you love Ahlul Bayt? That's the wrong question. And you will always get a wrong answer that's going to delude you and it's going to make you go astray. Unfortunately, that's not the question to ask. Because anyone can love Ahlul Bayt. They are that good. Anyone can love Ahlul Bayt. You know, they are that. Only if you have evil in your heart, you don't love them. But other than that, if you are just a decent person, you'll fall in love with personalities such as Ahlul Bayt. Of course you are going to fall in love because, we as human beings like things that are admirable and decent and good and wholesome. We just like those things, and hence Ahlul Bayt are all those and much better. So that's the wrong question for us to ask when it comes to Ahlul Bayt. Don't ask if you love Ahlul Bayt. The answer will be yes, and then you will delude yourself and have a wrong idea. The right question to ask regarding Ahlul Bayt is, how much do you love Ahlul Bayt? How much do you love them? Now you will see that you're going to get an answer that is going to put you in place. How much do you love Ahlul Bayt? Friends, this is very difficult. There's degrees to it. That's not everyone is the same. Abu Zar was different than Salman. Salman is different than Abu Zar. Doesn't mean that they're bad. There's difference. How much do you love them? Amongst the companions of Imam Ali, you see, one of the companions was unique in this aspect that he had a higher love for Imam Ali than others did. And the others could not understand him. They looked at him and thought that he was weird. Did you know that, and all great companions like Ammar-e-Yasir and Malik-e-Ashtar, about whom Imam Ali said, about whom Imam Ali said that Malik, you are to me like I was to Rasulullah. This is Malik-e-Ashtar. He wasn't someone normal. He was an amazing character. And this Malik-e-Ashtar had a hard time understanding Misam al-Tamar. He had a hard time understanding him. Misam was a lover. Malik also loved Imam Ali. But you see, there's a difference. How much do you love? My friends, here is where our struggle is. We want to love them as much as we can. There's no height for it. If it was just love, absolute, just do you love or not? Yes, the answer is yes. Of course I love them. To whatever extent, whatever fraction it is. But how much, my friends, the love of Ahlul Bayt is infinite. So your growth of that love is also going to be infinite. It's never going to be completed. It's never going to be completed. That is it. La ilaha illallah. That's all, my friends, for today. Ask the right questions. Dua al-Nudba is teaching them. Asking the right questions. What is it that we ask? And then you will see the answer will be different. It's going to motivate you. I want to be better than what I am. Love him more. If this year I spend 1,000 for Imam Hussain, next year I want to increase that amount. I want to do more. I want to spend more. And this is the reason why when we ask the wrong question, we're looking for the cheapest ziyarah to do, But when we ask the right question, you'll be like, why? This is for Hussein. And the promise is that Allah is going to give it back to you. La ilaha illallah. You think that Allah will let you do ihsan on Imam Hussein and let it go and keep that ihsan? No. Never. Allah will never let you keep that ihsan on Imam Hussein. That's why whatever you spend for Hussein, Allah returns it right away. Just take it. It's for Hussein. My friend, Hussein doesn't owe anyone. Everyone owes Imam Hussein. Everyone owes Imam Hussein. We gave to Imam Hussein, what did we give? Sponsored a Majlis? Now compare that to what Hussein has given for you. Then you will be like, I'm sorry. Everyone, when it comes to Imam Hussein, they're ashamed in front of Imam Hussein that they all fell short of Hussein. Every companion in Karbala was ashamed to look at the eyes of Imam Hussein. I wish I could give more. My friends, even Abul Fadl Abbas, who was lying there next to the river, was ashamed of Hussein. Hussein, I wish I had more to sacrifice. I wish I had more to sacrifice. This is Hussein we're talking about, you know? Everyone owes Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein doesn't know anyone. You know? Well, actually, let me correct that. You know, there's only one person that Imam Hussein bows down to. There's only one person that Imam Hussein owes, that he, you know, is ashamed of in front of that person. There's only one person, no one else. Even Abbas is ashamed of Imam Hussein. He falls short of Imam Hussein. But there's one person that Imam Hussein bows down to, and that is Zainab al-Kubra. When it comes to Zainab, Hussein bows his head down. Because Hussein knows what Zainab is going to give for Hussein. Hussein can never repay that. He can never repay that. Friend, Zainab al-Kubra is something else. When you look at Bibi Zainab, it's something else, that Bibi Zainab. You know, there's something that Imam Hussein said to his family before he died that made the trials and the imtihan much harder for the ladies and children. You know, Imam Hussein said this statement that لا تقولوا ولا تفعلوا ما تنقصوا قدركم. To his family, to the women and children, he spoke to them and said, do not say anything or do anything that will lower you in front of these people. You know what that meant? That even if you're dying thirsty, don't ask for water. It means even if you're in trouble, don't put yourself down before these people. Don't let them laugh at Hussein and say, you see, if Hussein made a different choice, you wouldn't have been like this. Don't let them come to you and throw these things at you. You maintain your qadr in front of them. Maintain your position in front of them. When Imam Hussein said that to them, it became so hard now that even Sakina refuses to ask for water. Friends, even Sakina refuses to cry. You see, she refuses to cry. Let alone Bibi Zainab. Bibi Zainab never cried after Imam Hussein said that. You know, she cried on the night of Ashura when Hussein spoke of death. Imam Zainul Abidin says that on Shab-e Ashur, I saw when Hussein spoke about his death in a different way. He spoke about it, that this life will be over soon, that as soon as Bibi Zainab, who was nursing me, when she heard this from Hussein, she just put herself on the ground and started beating herself, started crying. Hussein, why are you speaking of your death? Why are you speaking of your death? But after Imam Hussein, Bibi Zainab never cried. Not a time did she cry, my friends. No matter what happened in Karbala and after Karbala. You see, Bibi Zainab, there's no history of her crying also. There's no history of her crying. Everywhere she went, she did not cry. Even after they came back to Medina. Even after they came back to Medina, and when she was at home and the ordeal was finished, and now there's no one there to hit Sakina or Zainul Abidin or the ladies or to hurt them or to disrespect them. It is said that when she used to sit in her house, she would go sit and just look at the corner and just keep on looking there for hours and hours and hours. Rabab came to Imam. She was there. she became so frantic that her feet gave away and she fell to her knees. She couldn't cry, but she was looking around frantically in despair for Imam Zainul Abidin. When Imam Zainul Abidin came back, she said, "Son, where did you go?" He said, "I went to bury my father." That was the first time. You know, the second time. The second time happened when they, at one place they came, and then she saw that Sakina is missing. She saw that Bibi Sakina is missing. They said Sakina is not on her camel. And when she saw that Sakina is not on the camel, that she had lost her somewhere, then she frantically started running, trying to find Sakina. And she at that point, but Hussein was saying, "Zainab, understand me. I want you to go there. You need to go to this court and you need to give your message here." When Zainab saw the tears of Hussein, then she got up and she mustered the courage to go into that court where she is going to now face. أيام القلب ينقلبون يا محمود حكم يا الله بحق علي يا فاضل السماوات بحق فاطمة يا محسن بحق حسن يا قديم الإحسان بحق إحسان. Allah give us the tawfiq to be on the right path, wisdom to understand your kindness, hasten to be your parents for Allah, make us his helper on your kindness. وآخر الدعوان الحمد لله رب العالمين. ماتم
شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا نہ رہے بھائی نہ بیٹے نہ رہے بھائی نہ بیٹے چھن گئی میری ردا میرا کوئی نہ رہا گونجتی شام غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
عاشر جس کے بہن چھوڑ کے آئی تھی وطن، عاشر جس کے بہن چھوڑ کے آئی تھی وطن، میرے پر دیکھا جسے ماں نے بنایا دامن، لب دریا میرے غازی کے ہوئے بازو جدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا. گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
وہ جو 18 برس نوری حجابوں میں رہا، وہ جو 18 برس نوری حجابوں میں رہا، لوٹ کے آؤں گا میں جس نے تھا صغرا سے کہا، ہائے برچی سے کلیجا تیرے عقبے کا چھدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا. گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
میرا غازی بھی گیا، قاسم و عقبہ بھی گئے، میرا غازی بھی گیا، قاسم و عقبہ بھی گئے، حرثمہ بھی گیا، ابن مظاہر بھی گئے، اس کو غربت میں صدا دوں کربلا یہ تو بتا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا. گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
ماں نے مقتل میں جسے دولہا بنا کے بھیجا، ماں نے مقتل میں جسے دولہا بنا کے بھیجا، میرا قصر کا بدن دشت میں پامال ہوا، بال کھولے ہوئے روتی ہوئی لاشیں پہ کہا میرا کوئی نہ رہا.
گونجتی شام میں غریباں میں یہ زینب کی صدا میرا کوئی نہ رہا. گونجتی شام میں
سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے، ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے،
ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے.
ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے، ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے 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 سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہوگی بازاری میں زینب کو جو لائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہوگی بازاری میں زینب کو جو لائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے جب نبی دادی دربار میں سرنگے گئی جب نبی دادی دربار میں سرنگے گئی خونی بیماری کی آنکھوں میں بہائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے جب نبی زادی دربار میں سرنگے گئی جب نبی زادی دربار میں سرنگے گئی خونی بیماری کی آنکھوں میں بہائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد کی یاد آباد کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی ہوگی قیام کو جب لوٹنے آئے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے پیر بھی آمدی اور سے تیرے دائے بنا دی پیر بھی آمدی اور سے تیرے دائے بنا دی کیسے ناموسی نے پھر چہرے چھپائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم
کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
لوگ بازاری میں زینب کو جو لائے ہوں گے
آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی ہوگی خیام کو جب لوٹنے آئے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
جب نبی ساری دربار میں سرنا دے گئی جب نبی ساری دربار میں سرنا دے گئی خونی بیماری کی آنکھوں میں بہائے ہوں گے آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے
عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے ایک پھول جس کو کانٹوں پر ایک پھول جس کو کانٹوں پر دن رات چلایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے ایک پھول جس کو کانٹوں پر ایک پھول جس کو کانٹوں پر دن رات چلایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عباس کی غیرت سے عابد کی اسیری پہنچتی ہے عباس کی غیرت سے اکثر عابد کی اسیری پہنچتی ہے کیا 4 برس کی بہنا کو کیا 4 برس کی بہنا کو زندہ میں سلایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں غش آتا ہے دلوں سے جگایا جاتا ہے سادات کے خیمے جلتے ہیں شوروں میں گری ہے آل نبی سادات کے خیمے جلتے ہیں شوروں میں گری ہے آل نبی بلاج نبی کی بیٹی پر بلاج نبی کی بیٹی پر دروازہ گرایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں
دلوں کی اذیت دیتے ہیں بیوی کو قریب لاش جلی دلوں کی اذیت دیتے ہیں آپاس کو تڑ پانے کے لیے آپاس کو تڑ پانے کے لیے زینب کو ستایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں بشراتا ہے دلوں سے جلایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں بشراتا ہے دلوں سے جلایا جاتا ہے غیرت کی سبب جس بیوی نے گھر میں بھی نہ دیکھا آئینہ غیرت کے سبب جس بیوی نے گھر میں بھی نہ دیکھا آئینہ بے پردہ سے لانے کے لیے بے پردہ سے لانے کے لیے دربار سجایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں بشراتا ہے دلوں سے جلایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں بشراتا ہے دلوں سے جلایا جاتا ہے بن بیاہ کے اکبر مار گئے ارمان نہ نکلے بانوں کے بن بیاہ کے اکبر مار گئے ارمان نہ نکلے بانوں کے تابوت پہ اکبر کے صحرا تابوت پہ اکبر کے صحرا کچھ یوں بھی چڑھایا جاتا ہے عابد کو جہاں بشراتا ہے دلوں سے جلایا جاتا ہے ایک پھول جس کو کانٹوں پر دن رات چلایا جاتا ہے
حسین 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 حسین
السلام علیکم یا ابا عبداللہ السلام علیکم یا ابن رسول اللہ السلام علیکم یا ابن امیر المومنین ابن سید الوسیین السلام علیکم یا ابن فاطمہ الزہرا یا سیدۃ نساء العالمین السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی ابن الحسین وعلی اولاد الحسین وعلی اصحاب الحسین السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا ابا الفضل العباس ابن امیر المومنین وقاسم ابن الحسن ومسلم ابن عقیل وہانی ابن عروہ وحبیب ابن مظاہر وذر الشہید ریاحی السلام علیکم جمیع شہداء کربلا و اسیران کربلا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء السلام علیکم یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء السلام علیکم یا مغیث الشیعۃ والظفار فی یوم الجزاء السلطان یا ابا الحسن یا علی ابن موسی الرضا روحی و جسمی لک الفداء ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا مولا یا صاحب العصر والزمان الامان 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 السلام علیکم یا خلیفۃ الرحمن السلام علیکم یا شریک القرآن السلام علیکم یا مظہر الایمان السلام علیکم یا امام الانس والجن عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسعد اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک وجعلنا من اعوانک وانصارک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة حسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.